Imagine, if you will, you're back in school. Back in those days when love was in the air, boys like girls, girls like boys. Well, I had a girlfriend back then, and after school, one day in the hallway, as we were sitting there talking, she turns to me and says, "I love you." And there's this pause. Of course she's waiting for me to say, "I love you too, Lana." But she didn't hear that. And I could see her face kind of drop. And inside I had this struggle. How do I answer her? Do I just say, "I love you," because that's what she wants to hear? That'll put a smile on her face temporarily? Or am I honest with her? And so I chose to be honest with her. And my response was something like this. I said, "Lana, I can't honestly say I love you. But truth be told, it's because I don't think I know what love is. I don't know how to experience love. Because right now in my life, I feel like I have a heart of stone." And at first I wondered, did she believe me? Well, if you know more of my family story, it wouldn't be hard to believe that a young man of 17 could have a heart of stone. And the reason is that my father married his first wife, and they had 4 children, 3 boys and a girl. And it was kind of like the all-American family. Good times, hard times, arduous times, just difficult things they went through. But my father had a drinking problem, and he could drink a little bit too much. And life wasn't always happy at home. So his first wife got up and left one day. But she didn't take the kids with her. She left him with 4 children. And my mom met this man who had 4 children and said, "These poor children, they need a mother." And so she married him, and my father had 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. Now there's 8 children in this home. So enough to drive any woman crazy. In fact, my mom at times was beside herself. How do I care for 3 children in diapers and teenagers all at the same time? How do I do this? My father when he was sober, was a great man, a great teacher, a great mechanic, someone who taught me a lot of things. One of the things I always remember is he taught me, respect your mother. Unfortunately, he didn't always respect her in the way he treated her. And so as he continued to drink, they got divorced. And my world kind of came crashing down. My heart was kind of ripped out. But not literally ripped out, but it kind of became a heart of stone, just this pain I went through. My mom met another man, and his wife had died of cancer. And he left 2 boys and a girl. So if you're counting, 4, 4, and 3 is 11. There's 11 kids now, but kind of 3 different families blended together. And I thought, here's a chance, once again, for the all-American family. We lived right along the Missouri River. We were on a farm. We could drive cars. We had motorcycles. There was horses. Everything you could think of would be wonderful. But my stepfather grew ill and died when I was 12 years old. So at only 12, I lived through divorce, and now the death of my stepfather, and my heart that began to soften, become a heart of flesh, now became a heart of stone again. And just kind of closed myself off my feelings. I buried myself in school, which wasn't necessarily a bad thing because I got good grades, I got straight A's. And I started, once my stepfather died, we moved into town. We had sold the farm. And I began participating in sports, and science club, and honor society, keeping very busy trying to fill this emptiness in my life. And that's at the point where I thought a girlfriend will fill this emptiness. A girlfriend will soften my heart. And it brought to that point where, no, I found out it didn't. That the heart of stone was still there. That no person could soften it, at least no person alone. So then I went off to college. And in college, I got around a group of people, much like a lot of people you'll find in Toastmasters Club, people who were positive, they loved life, they loved people. And as a part of this group, there was a summer event where we all worked in Yellowstone National Park for the summer. And as we were there, now we get to see buffaloes and a couple bears, we got to see elk and moose and all these animals. But working there, I got to be around these people and began to understand that there was something different about them. That they cared for people, they loved people, and they loved me. Not in the romantic sense, but in the sense of how you love mankind. You love people, you want what's best for them, and to care for them. And the thing that made a difference in their lives as they were sharing that summer was that somehow they had connected that God is personal and loves each one of us and cares for us. And that made a difference in my life as I understood that. And at the end of that summer, being around them and understanding those truths, my heart began to soften. And my heart began to melt. No longer was it a heart of stone or steel, but the journey began of my heart going from a heart of stone to a heart of flesh. And it was an arduous journey. It's not something that happened immediately or overnight, but my heart began to change. And now as I look back at my family, those 3 different families, 11 kids all together, we still see them and communicate with them. We love them. And seeing that life is about relationships. And life is about getting to know people. And that's why I love Toastmasters. That's why I love ice-breaking speeches. Because when you come up here, you may not have a heart of stone. You may be scared. But as you begin to open up and share about yourself, it begins to melt. And you connect with people. And you have more of a heart of flesh.